Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, today we're looking at a text that's basically going to shatter our baseline assumptions about consciousness. We're diving into ideas so profound, they just might completely change the way you view your own existence. We are breaking down the esoteric framework presented in a fascinating source called The New Exploration of the Mind. We'll be unpacking its deep dive into the true nature of the human mind, the multi-layered soul, and the absolute mysteries of what actually happens to us when we go to sleep. It's a journey that challenges pretty much everything modern materialism tells us.
Before we really get going, I want you to ask yourself a pretty wild question. Are you truly awake right now? Or is this life just a temporary hibernation? Because this source material proposes an answer that might flip your entire worldview upside down. If you think your waking life right now is the ultimate reality, well, you are in for a massive paradigm shift. So today we'll be deconstructing the illusion of reality, exploring the anomaly of sleep, and revealing the multi-layered human soul.
Part 1. The Hardware and the User. Right off the bat, the text argues for a fundamental separation between the mind and the brain. Basically, your brain isn't actually generating your consciousness. Instead, think of your brain as merely a biological computer terminal. It's just the hardware. Your mind? That's the actual operator, the user sitting at the keyboard. It's a complete departure from the idea that we are purely just our physical biology.
Think about it like this. What happens if the brain is damaged? It's exactly like having a broken keyboard or a glitching monitor. The user, your mind or soul, is still perfectly fine and fully intact. It just can't communicate its thoughts properly into our three-dimensional physical world because its terminal is broken. The software is flawless, the hardware is just acting up.
So, if the mind is just a user sitting at a desk, what exactly is going on when that biological computer goes into sleep mode for 8 hours every single night? It's a biological mystery that demands a closer look. Which brings us to part 2, where we go during sleep.
If we map out the scientific sleep cycle, we see our brainwaves changing drastically every 1 to 2 hours, right? And during paradoxical or REM sleep, where the brain is highly active but the body is physically paralyzed, the mind isn't just randomly firing off chaotic images. Something incredibly active and deeply purposeful is happening beneath the surface.
The source proposes something much deeper. The user has actually stepped away from the terminal, literally. The soul leaves the physical body to return to the spirit world. And honestly, this perfectly explains why someone in deep sleep doesn't react if you pinch their arm or call their name. The terminal is powered on, the heart is beating, but the operator, they're completely out of the office.
All right, let's move to part 3, the great paradigm flip. Now, the framework here argues that our definitions of reality are, well, totally backward. We just naturally assume this physical earth is the real world, and dreams are just fleeting illusions. But what if this earthly life is actually the temporary dream state? What if the spirit world is our true, permanent waking reality? It's an inversion that forces you to question everything.
The text uses this amazing winter bear analogy. It points out that our physical lives are just a brief, necessary period of hibernation. Just like a bear sleeps in a cave for a few months out of the year, an earthly life of 60 or 70 years, that's just a short nap from the perspective of our infinite, eternal souls. We come here, we hibernate, and then we wake back up.
You know those hyper-vivid dreams where you feel completely 100% awake? Maybe you're visiting familiar, profoundly beautiful places. Well, the text claims you are actually briefly waking up in your true spiritual home, kind of touching base with spiritual peers who check on your earthly progress before you have to go back to sleep in your physical body in the morning.
Part 4. Redefining the human soul.
People get so bogged down in the terminology here. Is it the mind, the spirit, the soul? Fundamentally, these words refer to the exact same central entity. But, and this is key, this entity isn't just some shapeless, floating ghost. It possesses a highly structured, complex anatomy that operates far beyond our visible spectrum.
Actually, the soul is constructed in multiple dimensional layers. It starts from our outermost three-dimensional physical body. Inside that, there's a four-dimensional astral body. Deeper still is the five-dimensional spiritual body, going all the way inward toward higher-dimensional photon bodies. Your consciousness is an incredibly complex vehicle built to navigate totally different states of existence.
The source beautifully explains this with the parable of the bamboo shoot. Just like peeling the sheaths off a shoot to reach the core, ascending spiritual dimensions requires shedding layers. Physical death is really just shedding that outermost 3D layer.
And here is a deeply crucial insight from the text. As we shed these layers, the physical, then the astral, we strip away worldly discrimination and societal labels. Down at our innermost spiritual core, all souls share a profound equality. Enlightenment is literally just the ultimate realization of that deeply rooted equality.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought to ponder. If everything we've explored today is true, if your body's just hardware, if this life is literally just a brief winter's nap, and if shedding our outer layers reveals our ultimate shared equality, what exactly is your multi-layered soul preparing to do when the real morning finally comes? Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and keep questioning the nature of your reality.